What's on, where, and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. NBS Talk Nelson.
At NBS, we believe in banking for life. For over 160 years, we've been a trusted banking provider for generations of locals like you. We know our clients personally and build long-term relationships with them, offering flexibility by giving our staff freedom to make quick decisions to put them first. Experience banking for life with NBS.
Welcome to Football Focus, your prime source for all things football on the top of the South. I'm Chris Butler, and back with me today, Ryan Skippy Stewart. After a very busy time last week, we didn't manage to get a podcast in because everyone was just flat out with cup finals, and you were running secondary school championships. So
yeah, it was good. It's good to be back. Yeah, we had the New Zealand Premier girls competition, so that's the top competition for the country and secondary schools, and we had 32 teams out at Saxton's over 5 days, and yeah, the club got the opportunity to run it, and yeah, it went very, very well.
Nice.
A lot of work. Massive thank you to Nelmac because they were really well. We had the rain on Saturday, and then we had more rain on Monday night, and they rallied round and helped us with extra pitches and stuff. And yeah, so a massive shout out to Hamish and the team at Nelmac out our way at Saxton's. They were brilliant and very helpful, and making
Nice.
sure that we
Awesome.
could get pitches up to standard for the games.
So did you say 32 teams?
32 teams,
Wow.
yeah. So
And it's run over 5 days.
5 days. So the girls, Monday, Tuesday, they play 2 games a day. And then at Wednesday, it's 1, Thursday, it's 1. And then it filters down as you go into finals and placings. So yeah, very good competition. Winners were Mount Albert Grammar. Ended up winning it at the end in a 2-1 in the final against Bandera, who's a new school that I didn't know of, a private school up in Auckland. Very good side. So it was a very good final. But yeah, not really good. We had a really good crowd down there for the final. A lot of the games were live streamed on YouTube,
right.
which was very good. So yeah, not really good for the region. And speaking to a few businesses around the area of Stoke, especially the hotels and motels, they were booked out for the week, which helped them, which is brilliant. So we've put in to have it again in 2 years. So hopefully we can, and hopefully we'll get more engagement from the area and see what we can do and make it better again.
And they all seem pretty happy with the way it all went.
Yeah, they loved it. To
Oh,
be fair,
great.
we did, as they said, they were very thankful for the way we scrambled and trying to put new pitches in after the rain and make the surfaces as good as we could. So yeah, it was good. It was good. It was challenging at times, but we got there. So thanks to everyone that helped as well. Phil Platt, Neil Connell was down there refereeing, all the local referees, Peter Cobbledick, all down there, Ian Marshall, all helping out and doing games. So yeah, 18 games a day. So you can
Jeez,
think of the referees it takes, because we had 3-point control for every game, which was outstanding. Yeah. So really, really happy with what went, and yeah.
Fantastic. Well done, Skippy. And great for the region. Did you say it was girls or girls and
Girls, just girls.
Just girls.
Yeah.
Geez, 32 teams and
yeah,
some good talent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good players, and hopefully, if we do get it back in 2 years, that we'll have a team from Nelson. That would have been brilliant. Unfortunately, our girls didn't go to qualify. I don't think they wanted to qualify. I think they just went to a satellite tournament because I think they had a young side, so they did very well over there as well. But yeah, it'd be brilliant if we can focus on that, and if we do have it in 2 years, that we've got a really strong representative from the region.
Yeah, good stuff. Let's dive into what's happening in the show today. We've got senior men and women's local Premiership update. Well, really, it was the Knockout Cup games. That's what we're going to talk about. The Southern League, a wrap up for that, and the latest from New Zealand football. Bit of activity there. Also overseas news, including the Premiership. And a big shout out to Stan and the team, the Turf Hotel, and Stan running around, very busy at the moment. Apparently, the meat raffles go off, don't they, on a Sunday?
Sunday down here. I think you buy tickets all day, every day during the week, and then Sunday's the biggest, like $2,500 to give away.
Yeah,
Worth
that's
the meat.
right. Yeah.
So yeah, if you're ever bored on a Sunday and you've got a few dollars in your pocket, come and buy some tickets. And
Just missed the
Get in there.
Rampilly Shield as well. I
Yep.
know it's a different sport, but people
had
came
that.
down and took their photo with the shield, so that's great. So yeah, very busy at the Turf on Main Road Stoke. Check out their Facebook page for all the activity this weekend. First of all, Senior Football Update brought to you by Sheehan Financial, KiwiSaver Insurance and Financial Planning. I presume Mark's still injured. I didn't see him in the cup finals there.
I actually caught up with him the last league game of the season. He had just got back from Europe.
Yes, that's
And
right.
funny story.
In a cast.
Funny story I've got to tell you from his trip, which is madness. He was in Galway at Galway races, was walking down the road and walked past Kieran Smith, who used to play for the Tasman United team.
Oh, wow.
From England.
Yeah, right.
Literally, Mark was saying, double look. Couldn't believe it. Hadn't seen him in years. Same place, same time.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Brilliant. So, yeah, it was good to see the pictures on social media, but yeah, small world.
Isn't it? And he's in Galway. I've been to Galway, so
Beautiful.
I don't know what he was doing there, but we had the same thing. We were in now Carlo.
Yep.
And there was a old-fashioned street, with the pavers and little shops, and my mother bumped into a guy called Bob Bickerton, who is well known in this region. He's a musician and runs the local Irish Music Festival, or used to. I don't know where Bob is now, but Mum knows him very well, and there he was in the middle of the street, just walking down.
Yep.
So it's crazy how those things happen.
Yep.
Okay. Yes. So the knockout cups, it was all on in Richmond. I popped out for a bit of a look on what was happening. Great crowd. Couldn't get a car park anywhere. So had to go down that park in the Wobbers car park and walk across the field. It was lovely, actually.
I think a lot of people had to do that.
And it was, it was packed, and food carts, and it was a little bit cloudy, and there was threatening of rain, but I don't know if the rain came too much for the cup final day.
Yeah, we finished our game at the 2:30 kickoff, and it just started to spit, so we got very lucky, and well done to Richmond. I think they put on a great day, christening the team out there. I think everyone enjoyed themselves, and again, the pitches were good for the amount of rain that we had previously, so massive shout out to Richmond.
Yeah,
great day.
Some great games, and let's go through the results. So in the women's division, Hothouse Creative Foxes took on Nelson Suburbs Women's Reserves, and actually I didn't get I know that the Foxes won it, but couldn't find a score for that. So
I think it was 5-0. I'm unsure. But Foxes definitely come out
so Foxes
on top.
doing the double, so they get the cup and also the league as well. Well done to them. The Price Charity Cup, which is the first division cup. And I have to say, I was quite surprised with the end score. Well done to the Golden Bay Mountain Goats, because, geez, I think it was 2-0 up within the first 15, 20.
Yeah, we were playing beside it, and it was 2 quick goals really, really early. So I thought that was going to be a tough day at the office for Golden Bay.
And Rangers definitely looked as though they were dominating that first half. But fair play, I did see Golden Bay towards the end of the first half sneak down there and actually get a couple of chances. So they fought their way back into the game, but unfortunately weren't able to convert, and they went down 3-0, but I thought pretty good result considering 2-0 down.
Rangers are a top side as well. We know that. They won the league, and good second half from Golden Bay as well to stay in it.
Yep, so it would have been a good trip back for the Rangers boys, I'm sure.
So they would have enjoyed that one.
The Golden Tout, which is the second division cup, Nelson Suburbs FC third, taking on FC Nelson Locomotive. Geez, and well, you'd be familiar with this game, wouldn't you, Skip? 10-1, and that wasn't the score I expected either. Because when I first watched the first 10 minutes, Loco seemed to be all over the Suburbs side. But then I did start noticing a few familiar faces out there. Unfortunately, I didn't see you there, Skip, but I did see Ben Wright, and I just said, actually, that's not a bad side.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened after that. 10-1.
Yeah, it was a good game. I was on the bench, and we were under the pump, to be honest, the first 10 minutes. And then Loco got a penalty and missed it. And the Cat saved it. And then I think we sort of grew from that. And it was one of those days, everything we seemed to throw in the box or get into the box sort of caused mayhem. And 10-1 was a good result for us. And
that's right.
We'll take that. And that was Ben Wright's final game for us before he moves to Australia. So it was a good way to finish off.
Yeah, that's right. I must give a shout out to Ben. Unfortunately, didn't get him on the show. We should have. Claim to fame, scored against Chelsea.
Yep.
Came out here. I'm not exactly sure whether it was directly to play for Bigsy's team at Richmond, but he came out here, and there was another guy. Was it Joe Green?
Joe Green came out with him. Yeah.
And class above
Yeah.
everyone else. Fantastic teams, and then of course had a stint with playing for Nelson Suburbs, and just a fantastic player. But then went on to do a lot of coaching with the academy and Nelson Suburbs himself, and and also the other thing about him was just such a nice guy.
Oh, he is. He's lovely.
And no ego there at all with everything that he's achieved. He played hard, but he was just an all-round nice human being.
Yeah, he is. He's brilliant. He's been massive for us as a region, I think, more than just a club. And he's worked for Tasman. He's worked for us. He's helped out at Richmond. He's helped out at the schools. He does futsal. Yeah, he's been a big part of football around here, and he will be missed. I know the young lads love being around him, and he's a good guy to have around the club as well. So, yeah, he will be missed.
So all the best to him and Katie and the family over to Australia. And you can YouTube it, actually. I have watched it. He did score against Chelsea. I can't remember who he was playing for.
Viking, I think it was. Viking in Norway
was
the team. I think he scored. Back post. Header.
Yeah, and it went. So, all right, all the best to him. And we turn our attention to AR Hurst. And I suspect that maybe the Bogans had decided to start celebrating the finals day before the game. 10-0 to FC Nelson.
It's a strange one. I watched the first half an hour of it, and Gary Calderbank was having a field day. It was just
that was all
he was having a field day.
We did call that, didn't we? We thought that he might score, but
he was but they were good though. Logo played some lovely football at times, and they just didn't let the Bogans get in the game.
Right.
They really didn't. Yeah, they didn't. And it was a very one-sided affair.
Right. There you go, 10-0. But in the Greg Brown Trophy, this was a tight one. FC Nelson fourths, 1-1 with Nelson Suburbs Sky Blues, and it went to penalties. And obviously FC Nelson had their sharpshooters on and managed to win that 4-2.
Yeah, so proud of the Sky Blues because they've sort of been in the mid-table to the bottom of that fourth division and did well to get themselves into the final against top FC Nelson team, to be fair. In that league. Yeah, they're a good side. And I watched game, our marquee was just in front of this game, so I was watching that and the Bogans one next to it. And the boys battled really, really well. It was a 1-1, went to extra time. No one wanted that, you could tell by the players' faces. And unfortunately, it got decided in penalties, but the Sky Blues were terrific. And they'll be buzzing that they got to the final. They'll be upset that they couldn't get the job done, but proud of them for what they've did.
Good stuff, and congratulations to FC Nelson Force. Well done. Southern League Women and results. It was just this weekend gone. Nelson Suburbs took on Cashmere Technical. Big mountain to climb there, and ended up being 5-0 to Cashmere. So did you?
I didn't see it. That was the day after our prize giving, Chris, so I wasn't. I was a bit worse for wear, mate. But Geezer said if the girls would have played like the way they played, taking the score away from it against the whole season, they would have got more points. He was very, very happy with what they did, especially in the first half. So he took a lot of positives, even though it was 5-0. He took a lot of positives out of it and explained that to the girls. That's the way they need to play week in, week out, and they'll beat those sort of teams in the middle and below them, and just above them. And so they'll take positives and move on now to the under-19 tournament, which they've got in October. Look to build for next year.
Good stuff. Southern League men and
just on that game, Cashmere Technical, Anna McPhee, who's an old player from Nelson, she finishes on the golden boot in the Southern League for Cash Tech. So well done to Anna.
Yeah,
she is from here. She's doing her placement at the moment at Waimea High School, so it's good to have her around at the moment.
Does that mean that we'll be able to keep her in the region?
We can get her a job, yeah.
Oh, we need to get her a job. Okay, call out.
Yeah, any
jobs. Anna McPhee, we need her. Yeah. And Cashmere, keep your sticky hands off.
Yeah.
Southern League men and attempted to go there. I just wondered whether they weren't going to bother with this match, but apparently you did try and fly into it.
Yeah, so not last weekend, the weekend before, when it was scheduled.
Yes.
We flew to Dunedin. We tried to land, couldn't. He went round again.
Was that fog?
No, just wind.
Oh.
Tried again, couldn't. But you shouldn't have your phone on a plane. But one of the guys had his tracker on.
Yeah.
And the two planes before us landed. So it's quite strange. But then they told us, and then we thought we were going down to Cargill because we were heading that way. But then they told us that we were going back to Christchurch. So we went back to Christchurch, waited there for 5 hours, and then got on our plane back to Nelson.
And was it bumpy? Was it?
Oh yeah, it was bad.
Oh.
It was bad when we were trying to land. It wasn't. There was Lucas Hogg, who's our centre back. his woman that was beside him was being sick in a sick
Yeah,
bag,
I'm
and
sure.
yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah,
But
horrible.
big day for the boys with no football.
Yeah.
So we've came back, and I think we're just going to avoid that game. I think me and Land are just going to just call it quits and just give us a point each or something. I don't know. So yeah, it's just too late in the season to try to play it, I think, now. So yeah.
Yeah, it makes no difference on the table. And, on that, Skippy managed to hold that fourth position. Yeah, the top three were really quite far ahead of the rest of the pack. But it did go to show with it was against Kashmir or Christchurch. You had a great result the last game.
Yeah, so with the top three, we've drew with Coastal twice and drew with Christchurch once.
Yeah.
So it's good positives for us. Our biggest problem is the consistency. Like we've had 5 draws this year. You turn that's 10 points. You know what I mean? That we've dropped. You put those 10 points in our score, and it looks a lot better. So yeah, we need to work on things. We shouldn't be dropping points to the likes of Selwyn and Nomads, and that's no disrespect to them. That's just where we should be. But yeah, we've got to become more consistent every week and make sure that we turn up. And if we don't turn up, make sure that we can grind out results a different way. So yeah, but now our boys have done well. The good thing for us is we got a lot of the younger lads into the squad the last sort of 5 or 6 games. And that was good to see where they're at for next year. And yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so it could have got worse. You held in there and you managed to retain that fourth position. Ferrymead was knocking on your door, but you managed to see them off. And really, it was because of those great results against the toughest
side.
100%.
So
So all right, well, there's always next season.
Always, that's a good thing about football. You just go again.
You got to keep going. That's right. And that's the only way you're going to improve. But it is heartening that you can compete with those toughest sides, and that bodes well for the future. Overseas news, and I get confused about all this. The UEFA Nations League is on. So, but does this have any relation to the European champs? I mean, is it grading for them?
I don't understand it. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a cup. And they're in groups, and you get relegated if you finish bottom, and then you move up. I do think if you win it, you get a place somewhere. It might be the Euros, it might be the World Cup. It baffles me. There is a trophy though. You can win a trophy.
Well, it's really an international version of the UEFA Cup, which is a club
like the Champions League.
Yeah, like a Champions League. So, but it's just like how much internet,
And then again, I think, depending on what group you're in, I think it goes to your seeding and the qualifiers for the Euros. So if you're in the bottom one, you're going to end up with a tough group.
But I would have thought there was enough football just to qualify for the Euro.
We need more money. They just UEFA just.
I mean, I suppose it beats friendlies, but I mean, and in a way, it kind of takes away with that opportunity that we've talked about. Sometimes England might take on Scotland, or England might take on Wales or Ireland. I mean, Ireland did play England.
We did. They were in the same group.
But anyway, interesting. I just get confused about the whole thing, and to be honest, because I thought, haven't we just finished the Euros?
Yep.
I haven't watched a lot of it. I did watch the highlights of England, Ireland, but here we go. Former Tottenham and Chelsea boss Mauricio Pochettino. There you go. Pochettino.
Yeah. Podge.
And he has been named as the new manager of the United States men's team.
Yep. That's nothing to do with money. That he's taking that job. Yeah, it's a strange one.
Do you think?
It's a strange one.
Do you think they approached him?
Well, he was one of the top managers in Europe for a while. And he's found them, no offense to the United States, I know they've got a massive program and they do well and they make World Cups. And the World Cup is in the United States next year. So they're guaranteed to be there. So, coach of the World Cup, suppose you're guaranteed it.
I mean,
but
is it not as much money?
It probably is, but he's just been at top clubs. I just thought he would stay in club football.
And was he approached prior to him leaving Tottenham, or was that just a clash of the? I mean, if you look at what's currently going on, and the fact that the current Tottenham manager had a crack at Tottenham about, wanting to achieve not just 5th or 4th, or wanting to be number 1. And are they really investing in to get that position? Maybe Podge had the same argument with them.
He left Spurs, and did he not go to? Was he not Chelsea for a bit,
Oh no, he did. He went to Chelsea. You're right.
and then he did PSG as well.
Yes,
So
yes,
he
yes,
went
yes,
to
yes,
clubs.
yes.
So just
It was Chelsea he suddenly left after,
yeah, he's a
and
young,
he'd only really just got going with
yeah,
them.
he's a young coach. Just again, might have looked at the project and said, "This is fantastic. I want to be part of it." So
Well, that's right. And if you think about it, what a great opportunity because, as you say, USA are hosting the World Cup.
brilliant! And the support will be mad.
You know, the profile
Yeah,
and potentially who knows what's happening on the side with
true.
sponsorship and
Yeah,
also the USA team, if they really get their act together, they've
they're
got a
not.
good chance.
They're a good side, and they always do well in World Cups. And at home, they'll get supported in thousands. You know, the Americans they get behind their teams. So yeah, maybe it was just an opportunity with the World Cup being around the corner. Not you couldn't turn it down. So yeah.
Something that snuck up on me was New Zealand actually having a couple of friendlies and taking on Mexico. Geez, that's no
It's hard.
no easy feat, but 3-0.
Yep.
And so, it wasn't 6-0 or 10-0. So they didn't do too bad. And I can see you're busily just looking up the next one.
Yeah, we'll check a score for you.
Because as I was writing the schedule for today, it was actually live and as we speak, and New Zealand was taking on USA, and we paused for effect.
Bear with.
Checking a result.
Oh, where is it?
It's
not even on it.
Oh, it's not on it.
Let me see.
I did look at it.
1-1 full time.
Really?
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep. 1-0. They equalised in the 89th minute through Ben Wayne.
So Podger's not the coach at the moment, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Because if that's the case,
He's there, man. We've just absolutely killed him there, haven't we?
It's not a good start, but geez, that's a great result.
That's brilliant for New Zealand. That's a great result.
Yeah. Geez, how's
There you
that?
go.
Congratulations to them. They'll be very pleased with that. Wellington Olympic win the Chatham Cup, and it was on a penalty shootout with Auckland City.
Yep.
So congratulations to them. And that's our mate
Paul Eiffel's there.
Paul Eiffel's
So
the coach, isn't he? Yeah,
that's back-to-back Chatham Cups he's won now.
yeah,
With
right.
two different clubs. So last year with Christchurch United and this year with Wellington Olympic. And just on Wellington Olympic, the last time they won the Chatham Cup, Nick Van Hatten was in goal.
Oh, was he? Well,
Yeah.
so what's that? That's
That's
80s, is it?
15, I think he said 15 years ago was the first time they won it.
Oh, is that right? Oh,
I
so
think-
not that
he
long
said
ago.
15 years ago. They've won it
Right.
twice. So that's the second time. So Nick was part of the first team
Yeah.
that won it. So yeah, now great for Paul and the team. Ecor, who's his assistant's a good friend of mine, and they've done a great job there, like they did at Christchurch United. So they'll be hoping to do well and end up at the O League, I would say, the OFC
Yeah, true.
Champions League, and go from there.
Geez, that'll be a turn up for the books, wouldn't it? Auckland City not being there.
Yeah, very true, very true.
They've always dominated it. Auckland United have claimed their second Kate Shepherd Cup in 3 years, defeating holders Western Springs 1-0 with a late goal from Charlotte Roach in the 90th minute. And I did see the video for that, and it was outside the box. And
Yeah, it's good fun.
she went on to her left and bang, sort of top right it was.
Yeah, they're a top side, Auckland United. I think there's 2 or 3 ex-Phoenix players have gone there from last year. So yeah, they're a top team and showing their dominance of the women's game at the moment, Auckland United. So well done to them. And I know they won the women's OFC as well. So yeah, fair play. They're doing all the right things in the women's space.
Premier League, and just quickly from the last round, although this is probably old news, and we do have an international break, but Arsenal and Brighton 1-1. Geez.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see that match, but
Oh yeah, Declan Rice got a red card for a second yellow for kicking the ball away.
oh, did he?
He got
Oh,
sent
right.
off. So yeah, they were up against it. Brighton did well, but yeah, that's points dropped for Arsenal at home.
And he scored against Ireland.
Yeah, didn't celebrate.
Yes,
he used
true,
to play.
True.
Grealish did though when he had played, because that's just Jack Grealish, isn't it? Yeah. So so they miss him this week for this derby against Spurs as well. Rice is suspended. So
And the English coach said, "I'm not singing the national anthem."
yeah, Lee Carsley. Yeah. He used to play
yeah.
for Ireland. Yeah.
But apparently that did cause a bit of debate for obvious reasons. But apparently Jackie Charlton, he never sung the national anthem either. So then they started naming players who
All the people that didn't sing a national anthem.
and because they were just focused on the game, and that was the argument. Well, I just want to focus on the game, but obviously it's because of the fact that he represented Ireland.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest 1-1 with Wolves, and Chris Wood does the job again. He's still
Still
pokes
scoring
them in.
goals, isn't he? Yeah.
And this time it was far post, the header, and
Yeah, no, he's doing well at the
nicely
moment.
finished.
Doing well.
Leicester City going down to Aston Villa 2-1. So Aston Villa still showing form. 1-1 with Ipswich, and that was going to be a dangerous game for Fulham because Ipswich needed a win.
Yep.
But who knows? We'll see if that affects anything for Fulham as the season goes on. Brentford and Southampton. Well, Southampton.
Yeah, Brentford don't lose many at home.
And also Southampton, I mean, the ups and downs, such a big club.
Yeah.
If they get a slow start, it's going to be
It'll
hard.
be hard for them, and we've said that about all the teams that came up,
Mm.
is that if you don't start well, yeah, you're pushing it.
Bournemouth 3-2 over Everton.
2-0 up, Everton were.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, conceded late. To lose
Oh,
3-2,
wow.
yeah.
Geez, so
Tough ask there. He's
maybe
under pressure already.
maybe this is the year. 3-1 Man City. Geez,
Top side.
and our man up front
Haaland hat-trick.
and 2 games in a row.
Bro.
He's got a
He's a beast.
because last season, he slowed down a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, near the end, he sort of ran out of steam, but
But now he
he's-
just started off with a hiss and a
he's
roar.
just fantastic.
Chelsea and Crystal Palace 1-1.
Yeah.
And actually, did Chelsea get the winner? Yeah, the equaliser, didn't they? I think
I can't remember
Crystal
that one. actually.
Palace scored first.
Yeah.
Newcastle 2-1 over Tottenham.
Tough game.
Jeez.
It's a tough game. I watched that. Newcastle did well in the second half, but yeah, Spurs sort of, same old Spurs.
Yeah, isn't it? Man United,
Absolute masterclass. Sorry. Liverpool were fantastic. They were good. We're looking all right under Arnie Slot.
actually, they're playing all right, aren't they,
Yeah.
at the moment?
Yeah, Geezer hasn't spoke about it. He tries to cover it up all the time. Yeah, so
Just move on.
he took a bit of stick for a day, but it'll be okay.
Right. Well, we'll see. Watch this space. Well, here we go. Southampton. This is the draw coming up. This is on the 14th of September. Southampton. They need a win. And who do they come up against? Man U. And it is at home.
Geezer will be sweating on that one as well, I'd say. Yeah, be a tough day at the office.
What happens if Man U goes down? Is he gone? Is he
No,
gone?
no, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
And
I read a thing though that he spent 709 million since he's been there
that's
as coach. 709 million. It's crazy.
here we go. Well, mixed emotions here for me because I love to see Chris Wood do well.
Yeah.
But Liverpool for you.
Yeah, I can't see us losing at home.
So, we'll say 1-1.
Okay. I'll say 3-0.
3-0. Man City and Brentford. Well, Brentford aren't an easy side, but the juggernaut continues.
They are.
Fulham and
Juggernaut.
West Ham.
Ooh, that's a game. That's a good game.
Fulham is at home.
Yeah, it's a derby, London.
Yeah.
I'll take Fulham on that.
Good.
Yep, for you.
Good. So thank you. Crystal Palace over Leicester. This will be a good game too, actually.
Yeah, Leicester, Vardy's still sharp and still scoring goals. But yeah, Palace, I think, at home are good.
Brighton and Ipswich. Well, at home, you'd have to say Brighton, wouldn't you? But
Every game's a tough game for Ipswich.
Ipswich
Yeah.
would need a result there. Aston Villa over Everton.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier for him, does it? He's got the worst draw. Yeah, I can't see that going
Not at
anywhere
home.
for him. Nah, Villa.
He's a good game. Bournemouth and Chelsea. So,
That's again, good home side,
yeah.
small condensed stadium.
And-
Draw.
Draw
that one.
and an even bigger match here.
Yeah.
And Tottenham really need a result, but
Yeah.
then they come up against Arsenal. So
Draw.
a draw at
On a
home.
draw.
And Wolves and Newcastle. Well, Newcastle, they're not quite the same side away, are they?
Everyone's making a fuss. I don't see it. I really don't see it. I don't think they're as strong as people make out, Newcastle.
But then how can they get that result against Tottenham at home? They are strong.
At home they're good. Home they're good.
But
side, but-
away, they do.
Yeah.
They don't quite.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they're not the same team when they don't have their fans behind them. But yeah, Wolves again, up and down team as well. So yeah, that'll be up.
Okay, so on the local front, a couple of pieces of news come up. One is that the under-17.
Yeah, they start this week. They've got a game against Selwyn.
Right. So explain to me what this team is.
Oh, it's just a regional team, so it's selected. So I've got players from all the different clubs. So they're playing Selwyn. They play 8 games home and away. So
And they travel right around the country?
not just down south. So it's
Just-
the Southern
Oh,
Conference.
so it's a Southern Conference under-17 boys.
Yep.
And it's great. We've got a top of the South
Yep.
representative team. They're called the Falcons. Is that right? Or
No, they're not they're just called Nelson Region.
Just Nelson
something.
Region.
Yeah, I don't know.
okay. Well, it should be called Tasman, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, get down there. I can't remember the kickoff time. It'll be on social media, but they kick off their game on Sunday at Saxton.
At Saxton on
Yeah.
Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Good luck. And Geezer's coaching.
Geezer's coaching that with Dave Turner. Yep.
Fantastic. Oh, Dave Turner's
Dave's helping him. Yep, he's helping him.
And Nelson Marlborough mix. So
yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
good.
so
It's
good stuff.
Good opportunity for the boys.
Yeah, fantastic. And the other piece of news that came out, so Rangers win the league.
Yep.
We spoke to Wolfie and his son Tor, that's right. Tor's the coach actually. Wolfie is the manager. Father and son combination. They win the league, great side, they win the cup. At this stage, they have had discussions about the potential of going on to challenge for the Southern League or the Mainland League to begin with. But at this stage, financially, it's not viable, but not off the table into the future. And then all of a sudden, FC pops their head up. So Phil did indicate that you don't need to win the league to challenge.
No. You just got to make.
You need to be a licensed club, and the club has decided to bite the bullet and go for it. Good on them. They're ambitious. They're a big club, and Bridie, and I know Bridie's keen as mustard.
Oh, he is. He always has.
Take him on. So they've decided to make the challenge, and they're away this weekend. Is it?
Yes, to Waimak. They've got Waimak away on Saturday. In the first leg, and then the second leg will be, I think it's the following week at Guppy.
So if they've got a strong side, obviously they beat Suburbs in the Chatham. And then, I guess Ferrymead showed their class, mid-table, Southern League, and, it wasn't a walkover, but they still were able to win that second leg of the Chatham. So FC can be competitive, but the problem with Bridie is really numbers and availability, isn't it? So,
so again, he'll try to get a side together and organise them as best as he can. And Waimak have won the new World Championship in Christchurch. So they finished top of that. So it'll be a good game over 2 legs. So
yeah.
Give it a go if they can go down there and keep it low scoring and keep it 0-0 or 1-1 and give them a really good chance to get up here and take the win.
That's the thing.
I think it's always better to have it that way.
Yeah, I think so, because the last 2 matches legs have been FC Nelson having the home game, have done incredibly well on home patch, and then found it very difficult against very good sides away. So if, as you can say, if they can get close, Guppy Park,
get a good crowd down there, everyone get behind them and have a good go at it. Yeah, 100%. And again, if they can get the boys around and Brady will get them motivated for it, I think they can give it a really, really good shot.
Fantastic. So do we know what day it is? Can you?
Saturday.
It's Saturday.
This one's Saturday, and then I'm not sure about the following week.
Right, and presumably what? FIFA Plus, we might be able to search for that. It'd be hard to know.
I don't know if Waimak aren't a FIFA Plus team. You have to have a camera, but I don't know.
But FC Facebook page will definitely
have updates. Yep, definitely.
So good luck to Bridie and the FC club, and we'll be rooting for you, and looking forward to the second leg, which presumably is the following weekend, isn't it?
Yep. Be brilliant not to have to travel for one game in the Southern League.
Yeah, that's right. And the derbies, I mean,
it'd be brilliant.
I remember when Pigsy had that Richmond side, which was fully stacked at the time, and they didn't decide to pursue to go into. Oh, actually, at one point, I should have known this because I was involved with Richmond at the time. We did have a mainland side and some great derby games. And
it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's only good for football.
Yeah,
100%. Especially for the region.
And then those Richmond games. Remember the Chatham Cup games where Bigsy had a side that was gearing up for mainland. Richmond decided financially they couldn't do it in the end. But I remember a couple of massive games. At Saxon Field. So it does bring out the locals.
Yeah,
there is an argument, obviously, that it stretches the talent.
Yeah, but we don't know until we see it.
No, that's right.
So, and I keep saying this, at the end of the day, we don't know if we can have 2 Southern League teams until it becomes a thing.
Yeah.
And then it's up to the clubs to maintain it.
And also, you never know, because you might get some players that, are living elsewhere around the country that will come home with that opportunity to play Southern League.
100%. So we wish them all the best as a club, Nelson Sorrows. We wish the boys at FC and Phil and Brady and the boys all the best, and we'll be there to support them next week when they're here. 100%.
Good stuff. All right. Thank you very much, Skippy.
Thank you, mate.
And we're going to have another show next week because we obviously want to talk about the under-17s tournament coming up, but also the first result of FC taking on the challenge and some other bits and pieces. So
we're trying to get a guest, aren't we? We're going to try to get a guest.
We'll try and get a guest as well. Yep. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, thanks, mate.
No worries, mate. Thank you, Chris.
That's it for this week's episode. My thanks to the Turf Hotel on Main Road, Stoke. You can catch this and other podcasts on MBS Talk Nelson, on our social media channels, and on Spotify. Just look for MBS Talk Nelson, and we'll see you again next week on Football Focus.
Talk Nelson Radio. It's the Talk of Nelson.